Why the couple?
Well, why the couple? Because we actually took an interest in them rather early, and they were receptive. I think, to be honest, that knowing that he was going to go through a campaign, he had to sort of explain the age difference.
She's 24 years his senior and was his high school theater teacher.
You may argue that Donald Trump is 24 years older than his wife, and on one way we don't really question it, and this on the other way we do question it. But I think it was smart on his part, because he needed to not clarify but just explain that it was true love, that they were a true couple, that all what they and
your reporter says that. It's true that the hand-holding isn't just fake. It isn't that they really are a couple.
Well, we it seems that it is a real couple now. You never know until But what's true is what we is that she was. Of course, his teacher. She organized a theater play in which he was the leading character.
That he was sent off to boarding school to separate the two.
Yeah, So it was tough. I mean, you have to imagine that he was living in Amiens, which is a sort of like not a small town exactly, but like small city. And back then, it was very, it was raised eyes to see, especially a teacher going out with one of her students. And that was a real problem in his family. That was a real problem that created problems with the relation with both of his parents. And so I don't think that's the only reason why we took an interest in that couple, but because he was new. And what's new in politics in France is rather rare to find somebody, 39 years old, wanted to run for president. Well, you don't see, you also, the proof of that is all the turmoil after his campaign to find a new majority or to find some new figure as a prime minister. And we have yet to see if it's going to be a real renewal of the French political system.
Which we'll talk about in a moment. Amar Abed-Rabo. The favorite one we had in the newsroom was the couple at the beach together. Of
course, with the nude guy.
Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte together at the beach. Is it also that France, because we've had two presidents in a row that have had, there is the symbolic measure of a president with his wife, is France yearning to have a presidential couple? The outgoing president's unmarried, the previous one divorced while in office.
I don't know if people are eager about this, but to be honest with Régis and Paris-Match, maybe he's not sure it's a real couple, but it's a real good story. I mean, we're all journalists. It's an amazing story. The guy, he's separated. I mean, they sent him. This is outlaw actually when a teacher has an affair with a young student, even if he's over 15.
People go to jail in the United States.
Yeah, I mean it's outlaw even in France. So, but still, they send him away, and he says, "I will come back and marry you at 17 or something, or 16 or something."
You won't get rid of me this easily.
So it's a very good story. You can't. And now, of course, for the people, he's young, he's handsome.
Well, and also, I have to say, I think when you see him, even yes, he's on stage, he's in public, but when you see him talk about her and look at her. He gets very emotional. Now, whether he loves her as a wife, lover, mother, sister, whatever, it's clear that he is really emotionally attached to her, profoundly attached to her.
It's just unconventional. And if he's going to be an unconventional politician, then the marriage is unconventional. I mean, rule number one of marriages is you never really know what's happening in anyone else's marriage. But it is an interesting story. And I also think a lot of women are intrigued by it and also find Brigitte quite formidable and interesting character. And there is also a lot of sexism, I think, involved in the kind of, like Trump's wife is way younger than he is, but that's not even an issue. I also find it amazing in France, the fact of Macron's age. It is all anyone talks about. 39-year-old president, Emmanuel Macron, 39-year-old president. Did we remind you that he's very young? He is so young. Oh, by the way, he's also really young. I mean, it's just amazing in the country, but it's because he kind of went around the system. If he'd worked kind of within,
Well, he's
his
the
own
youngest
party.
Since Napoleon, and so
Since
that's my
Napoleon,
favorite.
I know.